David said, "My life was recorded in your book before one of them came to be." Today, we retell our stories, which is God's story. And now, here is God's story.
My first impression of God is that He is a person. As a child growing up in what was then called Sunday school, you got introduced to the person of Jesus who walked the face of the earth. And so my journey to becoming a Christian when I came to know God for myself was first of all that this is a person with unique characteristics and one that I ought to start learning to know, that I may know how to relate with him better. That is a very interesting question. Actually, dealing with unanswered prayers, I have learned to stay fervent and absolutely reliant on God. I give an example. Actually, this one, when I was in my second year in university, I believe, God asked me to start praying about this particular topic. It wasn't my idea. And guess what? We are in 2022, 25 solid years after that. And I still haven't seen the manifestation of that prayer. I have gone through a cycle of frustrations at some point. At some point, I've been disappointed. But when I looked back, I realized actually by praying about it consistently in the past couple of years, God has used that to train my mind about the topic, because the opinion I had of it when I was in university is not the same now. Not because life has taught me that, but by praying into it, I have learned to pray about it from God's perspective, using God's own mind. And so how do I deal with unanswered prayers right now? I know that if God said he would do it, then he would do it. And so I am now in a place where I stay fervent in prayer, being consistent, knowing that God said it and that settles it. My faith in Christ has been the foundation of my life. It has helped me weather so many storms. I have been through a raft of stuff, as I believe so many people have too. But like the prodigal son, I keep coming back to the Father. And that's because through faith, I know that God is loving, God is caring, God is forgiving, and God is a Father that wants the best for me. And so through life, no matter the circumstance or situation, I have learned to be anchored in Christ. I may go sway left, right, and center sometimes, yes, but I keep coming back to to my core, to my foundation, to my rock. And it's faith that has taught me that. The why for my faith. So naturally, I'm a goal-oriented person. I like to know what I'm aiming for, and then I work my steps backwards on how to get there. And so at the time when I was exploring faiths, Christianity is about the only one that helps me understand what to expect here on earth, and also what happens after I die. That actually life doesn't become a vacuum. There is something beautiful, and we all know that this side of earth is very challenging with all the news of murders, catastrophes, and stuff that we hear, which can cause you to despair. But Christianity gives me the tools to manage, to deal with that present situation, to keep my trust in God, to know that with God, I am secure. And not just secure for this time, but equally secure for the time to come. And so for me to be equipped with knowing what is coming and be assured of the things that I do now that help me enjoy post life, if I can call it that, or afterlife, as some people will say, then I hang on to that because it gives me clarity, it gives me understanding, it tells me what to expect. And so the why for my faith will be the fact that it gives hope, it gives joy, and it gives an unusual peace that death is not the end. Death is not to be feared. Death is a passage to what is much better and more peaceful, more joyful. And I am so looking forward to that. My name is Akinboboye. This is my story, God's story.